I can't tell if it's focusing. I don't know if it's because I'm blind or... Great YouTube fam, after you guys requesting this a million times, well not you guys, you girls out there requesting this a million times, I finally am getting to it. So I'm doing a posing tips video. I did write everything down because this is the best way that I can get the information to you guys. If I don't write things down, then I do not know what I'm talking about, and I'm a lot better on paper, so we're gonna go with that. Before I do get into the video, I just want to mention a couple things. So the first thing you need to remember is that every federation is different. Every federation requires different posing. Before you go and practice the way that I am explaining posing in this video, make sure that you check with the federation that you're gonna be competing in and see what they require from you and what the regulations are on posing. And then the other thing that you need to remember as well is that depending on your body type, you're gonna want to pose a specific way, because we're all built so different that one specific way doesn't look good on everyone. So you can take as much as you can from the tips that I'm going to be providing you with, but make sure that you implement your own kind of posing, and if possible that you have someone else in person that can help you tweak the poses and just make it suitable for your body type to show off your physique the best possible. So the first pose that you see here, you might want to hit on the side of the stage while they are doing comparisons or while you're waiting for the judges to call your name. The minute that you can see the judges, that's the minute that you want to be in your A game. You want to be in your pose. You want to make sure that you're smiling, looking at the judges at all times, and just making sure that you are in, like I said, your A game. Like, that's the moment that they can see you, that's the moment they start scoring you. So it's crucial that you're always hitting that pose and just looking your best. When you start walking toward the judges, this is where you let your personality shine through. You want to keep your chest up, keep your glutes up, and walk slowly and be confident. You don't have to overdo it by overthinking it. Simply be yourself and do your thing. I see a lot of girls just implementing weird walks into their routine, and it just looks fake. That's the last thing that you want to do on stage. You want to make your posing look as natural as possible, because that's what's going to make you look confident and look like you're just a pro at what you're doing. You will pick your front pose depending on your physique. So if your upper body overpowers your lower body, the front pose that I am hitting here might not be the most beneficial for you, because it does hide your legs. So if you do have a wider upper body, you might not want to do this, because this actually makes you look very narrow from the hips down. If you have a small waist, you can hit the front pose dead on without twisting. Personally, I like to twist because it makes my waist look a lot smaller, and I just don't have a small waist naturally, so that's why I like hitting the front pose this way. Pointing out your toes as well is a good thing to remember, because this will help you make your quads pop, and it'll make your legs look bigger if you do have smaller legs. And another thing to remember as well is to flex your glutes if you are hitting the front pose like I am, because this will actually help you showcase your glutes even if you're hitting a front pose, because it just makes them pop from the side and gives you that booty shelf. A great way to make your delts pop is by squeezing them against your lats, and making sure that you're flaring out your lats will also help give you more of an X frame. If you are hitting a twisted front pose, you really want to make sure that you're pushing that front left hip forward, because this will help your obliques pop a lot more. It feels super uncomfortable, it hurts, and if it doesn't hurt, then you're doing it wrong. That's right, say hello. If you do decide to hit the front pose dead on, the main things that you want to remember is that you point your toes out to make sure that your quads are popping and flaring out your lats, because this will emphasize the V-taper and give you more of an X frame, which is essentially what you want in bikini, because that's what looks aesthetic and symmetrical. And then another thing as well is just making sure that you're squeezing your delts against your lats, which will just finish that X frame and that X look. In my opinion, the easiest way to transition is by always bringing your left foot in next to your right foot, and then stepping forward with that same left foot, and then doing a minor shuffle with your feet. When I go from front to the back pose, I do like to hold a side pose just to acknowledge the judges and show off my physique a little bit more. Here you can see I put all my weight on my left hip, and this helps me push the glute out and show off the glute separation. And then I also squeeze my arm against my upper body, and this will help you show off your rear delts and your triceps as well. After hitting that side pose, you can see I naturally fall into my back pose by completing the shuffle until I cross my feet, and then I fall right into the back pose. The main things to remember on the back pose is to push your glutes up as far as you can without bending over. Feeling a stretch in your hamstrings is a great indicator that you are keeping everything tight and that you are pushing your glutes up as far as you can without bending over. You can also flex your back and flare out your lats, but sometimes depending on how wide and muscular your back is, it is best to hide it. Remember, bikini isn't about who's the most shredded or who's the most muscular. It's about symmetry and the overall package. You can also do a cross back pose that showcases the glutes better sometimes depending on your physique, but some federations don't allow it. So like I said at the beginning of the video, make sure that you check with your federation first and see what kind of rules they have and regulations. In the European federations, they like girls to hit the back pose dead on while flexing the lats, whereas in Canada, they want your left hand on one hip and your opposite arm out. I recommend having it out by your side while still pushing the delt against your lats and keeping the arm tight from your elbow up, and relaxing your forearm and hand so it looks natural but still tight since everything is being held in place from the elbow up. To transition out of that back pose, you will do the same, left foot in next to your right foot, and then take a step forward, shuffle to the front until your feet cross, and then step back with your right foot while falling into that front pose. The last thing is quarter turns. Not all federations require quarter turns, but when they do, these are a couple ways to do them and a few things to remember. The 2 ways to do them are toe to toe, like you see me doing here, hips facing away from the judges while your torso twists toward the judges. Remember, the more emphasis and the more weight that you put on that front hip, the more that your obliques will pop and the smaller your waist is gonna look. You can also do the heel to bridge of the back foot, so the front toes face the judges and then your heel will be against the bridge of your back foot. This pose definitely feels a lot more stable, and it also allows you to flex the lower body by pushing through that front foot, but it doesn't look good on everyone. So like I said, make sure that you practice and you see what looks better on your physique. Just like other poses, you want to flex the lats, squeeze the delts against the lat, and bring the opposite arm, the one that is on your hip, slightly forward so it looks like you're facing the judges as much as possible. I always recommend keeping the hand on the hip at belly button height and making sure it is fisted. That way you don't grab onto your hip too hard and squeeze, making it look like there is any excess skin. It's all about the minor details. Aside from that, make sure to smile. Keep those hips back, those glutes pushed up, and smile. After all, you have worked so freaking hard, so be confident up there and be proud of all the hard work that you've put in. Believe it or not, posing is actually a huge part in the scoring of bikini because it just completes the entire package and it's what sets you apart from the rest of the girls. So having good stage presence, making sure that you're always making eye contact with the judges, smiling big, and just being confident up there will definitely give you extra points because it's just gonna set you apart from the girls who maybe aren't as comfortable up there and as confident. So I hope all these tips help you guys. If you guys have any other questions, make sure to leave them down below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and you enjoy my content, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you liked the video and it was helpful to you, then make sure you hit that thumbs up. I will see you guys in the next video.